I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on me.
Matt and Tex Show is back. Today's a special day, Tex. I'm Matt.
I'm Tex. You said the same thing last week, too. We're back.
No, I said, yes, she does. When I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on me. I said, yes, she does. I remember because I recorded the show, and it's on our Facebook page now.
That is right. Or our Twitter page.
Facebook.com/MattandTex.
Or Twitter.
Today is a very special day. Well, not technically today. It's going to be on Saturday, February 15th. But February 15th marks a special event. Tex, tell us what it is.
The Matt and Tex Show, will be turning 2.
We will turn the big 2. Wait, no, just 2.
That's 22. 02.
Just 2. 02. 2 years old. We've been on the air. Tex is skipped a semester, so he's only been on the air for a year and a half. But the entire show, Matt and Tex Show minus Matt Tex Show, special guest Tex Show.
You really called it that?
I did call it every episode. This is Matt and Tex Show minus Tex Show. Special guest Tex is here. We've been on the air for 2 years, and it's been mighty fun.
And quick.
It kind of has been quick. Looking back at it, kind of just time blurred by. So today on the show, I'm going to just play one song that I played on our very first episode, just to relive that past. Then I got a couple other songs that I want to play. We'll do our Star Wars quiz. Tex still far beyond me in points. Probably not too much, but at least 3 or 4. 2 points. That's it.
Yeah.
I could recover right now.
You could.
Because I just watched episode 1, so I got a leg up on you.
That's one of your questions from episode 1.
You have you have one from there as well.
Should probably flip that over because I can see which.
Don't look. Oh, that's true. Have you been looking, Tex?
I have not been looking, but
I've
when
done
you
it every episode,
when you pointed to it,
and now you know the first one.
Your circles are huge, and it's A, B, C, D, E. So
you don't know. I go reverse alphabet.
Oh, sure. I'm sure you do that.
TCBA, yeah.
T, CBA.
I said D.
You said T.
I don't enunciate.
All right. First song.
Thanks. We're not going to the first song.
I thought we were.
Today on the show, we're talking about.
Last week, I brought up the fact that I thought.
Hey, gentle.
That I thought Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones.
I don't know if we're going to discuss that.
Is very similar to Frank Underwood. If we can get to it, we'll get to it.
If we can get to it, we got a lot to do.
Push it back.
We've got a lot to do. One, Walking Dead aired yesterday.
It did. Well,
nope, Sunday. Yesterday was Monday. I watched it yesterday.
Finally, the second half of the. Is this the 4th season?
This is the maybe 5th.
Yes, 4th season. I think it's the 4th season.
The midway mid season of the 4th season series.
So we're going to talk about that.
Well, one thing I'm going to. All right, so I don't really know any songs by this artist, but my brother currently works for her.
Your brother changed people again?
He not all artists tour throughout the year, so he has to find an artist that does, so that he gets paid. And he doesn't have so he can have a home.
No, yeah, absolutely. Every time you bring up your brother, he's like,
he's with
this
someone else.
New
yes.
band.
No, he's with someone else currently. He's not the drummer. He's kind of a tour manager guy working in the back, making sure things get done. Very busy, but he's currently on tour with Demi Lovato, who was kind of a Disney.
He already did something with her, or am I thinking of something?
Yeah, he's been working with her for a while.
Right.
I probably mentioned that last time, but she hasn't locally been in the area. When my brother's working with her, she's going to be in San Jose tonight. San Jose, if you're interested, I don't know if there's still tickets. I'm going. Tyler's getting us in. Hang out with him, maybe go backstage.
Where's San Jose?
San Jose is just before the Bay Area. It's actually in the Bay Area, but remember the poster we had in Mr. Wright's class where you could see the dragon?
That's right, and I pointed out it looks like a lizard.
Or a lizard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's where the mouth of the lizard is basically this part.
Oh, I see.
On the mouth, the kind of the joining seam of the mouth.
The joint, I guess you could call
San
it.
Jose is the joint of the dragon mouth. In the map. It's a cool map because it shows elevation and plants and.
That could be a band name. Joint of the Dragon Mouth.
Joint of the if you want a metal band, that's a perfect name for it. Anyway, so I will be there tonight. I probably heard some songs, but I can't specifically name one.
I've heard some songs.
If you're listening, Demi, I'll see you soon. Anyways,
you're actually gonna meet her?
She's not listening. Probably not. I haven't met most of the people. When he does American Idol, when they come to town.
You met Simon?
I had met Simon. They're not there, but the top 10 group is, and they usually have a meet and greet at the end. So I go to there and meet them.
That's cool.
But I didn't get to meet Usher. He kind of drove by on his Segway. And
have you ever ridden a Segway?
No.
I want to.
It's a bucket list of mine.
Segway.
Anyways, we'll go right into it. This song.
We'll segue into our next song.
This song I played on the very first episode. I went through the list. Actually, I want to pull it up just real quick. I went through.
Still have those lists
on Facebook. So when I did not record the shows because I was too scared to, and I didn't know what to do with it.
You're gonna break it.
I would just make notes on our Facebook page of what songs I did play, and so that's kind of actually how I knew when our first episode was February 15th, 2011.
It's 2014.
So I thought it was 2012. Okay, let's revert back. Let's cancel the show. Reverse. Happy 3rd year anniversary.
3rd year.
Whoa.
That's what I thought, because I was like, did we
because
start our first semester?
We started first semester fall of 2010, and I thought it took us a year, but I guess it just took us a semester to get a show here. Because that would have been spring 2011. Then wow, okay. So I gotta edit every post I've posted on Facebook about 2 years. It's been 3 years.
A whole nother year in a week.
We just I feel a year older now.
Yeah, that is weird because every time I heard 2, I thought of this little kid, but 3 for some reason is grown
now
adult.
we have teeth, and we can bite. This is a Matt and Tex show. We have teeth. So I was looking at our playlist, and so on here I have a hard time so how much we talk and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time playing 4 songs.
Goodness, we probably didn't talk at all except
we probably didn't talk.
I
wish I recorded the first couple episodes.
Don't.
But I missed out on those. So all I have here is what songs I played. I played 11 songs. And the very last one was this song, Miami by the Foals, a band I love, band I've seen live. Just kind of reminiscent of the times. Here's Miami. We'll come back. We'll play more songs. Talk about more nerdy stuff. This is the Matt Tech Show. KSSU.com. Miami, the Foals. The band's Foals. The album's Total Life Forever. One of my favorites. It's got a cool little album. Look at this text. Got these all the band members floating in the ocean. Dark, ominous, drowning. It's beautiful.
Scary stuff.
So Sunday began the second half of the 4th season of The Walking Dead. They were on hiatus. Bunch of union crap.
Yeah. Do we know that for a fact?
Most shows go on hiatus because of unions. They try and negotiate better wages or hours or something.
Right.
I remember a couple years ago when NBC had a big hiatus. A lot of the shows went down. Like The Office was on hiatus. 30 Rock was on hiatus.
Wasn't that because of the writer's strike?
Exactly, because of union stuff.
Oh, okay.
They all got it as a union, writers union. I believe, I may be wrong. But Sunday started Walking Dead back up.
Mm-hmm.
And
picked up right where it left off.
The jail, spoilers for anyone listening who hasn't watched the show, we're going to go in depth. Not too much, but we're going to reveal things that you, if you watch the show, you'll know. If you haven't, you don't want to know.
Yes, the governor came back, destroyed the prison with his tank. He died. A lot of people died. Judith, the baby, supposedly died.
Or dead.
I thought she died because it showed
a bloody one.
An empty, bloody.
Okay.
What is that thing? Basket?
Baby carriage.
Cradle.
We need to have kids. No, we don't. But it was a baby holder. One of those baby holders,
We'll be great dads. He's got it in the baby holder. Yeah. No, yes, it showed bloody. So, how in the world did it get that way? And the kids were in charge of the baby. They must have just left it there. So it's implied that
leave the baby.
It's implied that she died, and the show loosely follows the comics. And in the comics, she does indeed die.
Actually die, really.
But she dies because somebody falls on top of her. They running trips and falls on top of her.
Whoa,
crushes her. That's what happens in the comic book. So she dies in the comics. She's supposedly dead here. And this show just basically follows the aftermath of Rick and Carl and Michonne for a little bit. Yes, his son.
This episode, at least.
Yes, this episode. It didn't focus on anybody else. Carl is very, very upset. And it was weird to see Rick because he had just gotten into a beating with the governor. So he's still beaten. He's wheezing. He's all
limpy, wheezy.
And
so let's not summarize the entire episode. Let me ask what you liked about it.
What I liked?
Or did you think it was a good episode altogether?
I thought it was a good episode for a
come back.
Yeah, it had to be a cool down after the action of, like, assuming there was no hiatus. It couldn't just be all action again, which is what you expect from a series or season premiere. But this is a pickup, so it had to pick up where I left off, and it was all action. It had to cool down. This whole episode focused on Carl being very upset about everything that's basically happened since the start of this.
He's blaming his dad for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You should have done this, yada yada
He
yada.
goes over the names they died. Shane, the other cop friend, the
who
mom.
he actually did kill.
Yes, Rick did kill.
Well, actually, yeah.
And Carl had to put him down as a zombie again.
That was cool.
So Shane, the mom, and now the sister. He blames his dad because his dad's always been seen as the leader and always taken the charge, and all these horrible things happen. So he's like, I can take care of myself. I don't need you. After they finally secure a house, Rick lies down and he doesn't wake up.
He doesn't wake up for whatever reason.
Yeah,
it's very strange. He shakes him as hard as he can. Yeah. Probably shock.
Concussion, I would say.
Maybe concussion. We're not doctors.
So he says,
I WebMD'd it.
Yeah.
So why isn't my dad waking up?
Yeah. So he leaves the house. He's like, I can go off on my own. And
so in this is a big episode to try and prove to himself and to his dad and to the audience that he can survive on his own without Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what his whole goal in this is. He's attracting zombies. He's trying to kill them. He's fighting them off, all on his own.
Yeah.
He wastes bullets. His dad said not to.
He doesn't, and it's interesting too. He's kind of thrown into that situation himself. He doesn't just leave because there are two walkers at the door. And he needs to get rid of them, of course. So he goes out, and he's just walking backwards. He's having them follow him. And, of course, not paying attention. One appears behind him.
Trips down.
Almost dies.
Idiot.
They fall on top of him.
He almost dies like 4 times this episode.
I think it was 2.
All right, maybe twice.
But, yeah, more than, necessary. He almost dies there, and then he just keeps on going. And we get some glimpses. It goes back and forth between Rick and Carl by himself, and Michonne, the black woman with the samurai sword. And, we finally get to see some background of hers. Is that apparently it shows her in an apartment with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend.
Yep.
And they're just discussing, and it revealed that this was a dream she was kind of having, because it progressed as the zombie apocalypse happened, and then she just saw them without arms and stuff. So she was kind of having a freakish nightmare.
When we first, and maybe they mentioned it, maybe they didn't. If they did, I forget. When we first meet Michonne.
Wait, I think it is Michonne.
It's
not Michonne. I always pronounce it E for some reason. It's Michonne.
She has 2 zombies on chains.
Yes.
And that's one of her big, who is this chick? And they have no jaws and no arms.
Yeah,
and in this dream now, in this most recent episode, the guys end up with no arms. Were those 2 guys the slave, or not, her kind of
her protection? Yeah.
Zombie guys?
She kept the 2 walkers close to her so that no other walkers would come near her.
And she did that this episode as well.
Yes. They were her boyfriend and her boyfriend's best friend. Those who they were. Finally revealed.
Okay.
But it showed something that Michonne comes off as really cold.
It was a weird side of her.
And it yes, because you see her all emotionally happy girlfriend. That thing.
I'm not worried about.
But it showed
katanas.
She had a kid.
Yeah.
And then you start wondering. Well, of course, you have to infer the kid's not with her now. What happened to the kid? Is this why she's so bitter? It never answered that question directly. Although at this point now it's heavily implied. And so we get a little background on Michonne, which we've never really gotten before. She's always been cold.
Yep.
and unapproachable in that sense.
So one thing I want to mention is Tex hates zombies. He's very frightened by zombies. I remember
I figured this out. Just to flesh this point out. It's not zombies per se. It's the idea of being eaten. Because I was. I can't stand seeing the human race or humans knocked down to that level. We're apex predators and all this. But another scene from old movie, King Kong, the 2004 movie, which bad movie.
With Jack Black.
Yes, Black Jack. Yes, there's a scene where they fall into a pit and there are giant bugs and stuff, and they all get eaten. It's the idea of this giant thing nibbling on you, taking pieces away from you, and being eaten. And that's exactly what zombies do, and it terrifies
So it's a fear of yours, but it's an irrational fear.
Yeah.
So Tex is frightened. I remember an app came out.
Go ahead.
An app came out for jogging, and the idea was that it would play.
That's right.
It would just play zombie noises,
talked about
and
this.
It would feel like it was behind you, so you'd run even faster. Tex would never.
You're a runner for your group. You have to go out and get supplies, and it would play. It's
a really cool idea. I don't know where it's been, but I wanted Tex to get it. He never did. It's too frightening of a game, and oftentimes he'll play. he won't buy games. The Walking Dead game is voted one of the best newer kind of smaller indie games.
I did after I watched the Let's Play of it, which is what I did.
You'll watch playthroughs of it.
If it's too scary, I'll watch other people play it for me.
And you'll even turn down the volume.
Oh yeah, on the show I had my hand, the controller in my hand, and the mute button always ready. Especially when there's silence, when there's zombies and the music can come in, I can listen. But I hate jump scares.
And that's something that this episode did well. And so Tex, maybe he's frightened occasionally throughout the show. I have never really had that jump out of my seat scared moment in Walking Dead as far as I can recall. But for some reason this episode I was also, I think I was looking through an article real quick on my tablet at the same time I was watching, so maybe I wasn't 100% focused, and once I focused it was a wrong time. It was when Carl's going through trying to be a man. He's going through this house. He slowly opens his door in the second story, and all of a sudden, boom, zombie pops out of the door. Arms go through, and I actually jump. It was one of the only moments I've jumped in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It was quite frightening.
Was it just me, or is that zombie, the one that chased him in the second story of the house, one of the scariest that you've ever seen? For some reason, that one stuck out to me.
He had black teeth.
It was making, like, scarier faces, and I was like, I noticed, like, this one's weird. Not that I'm implying they're doing special zombies. I'm just saying this one was weird.
Just that moment.
And maybe they did that on purpose because this was Carl's alone brush, seeing if he could defend himself.
Right, you got it.
He nearly got bitten.
Trying to put you into the scene of maybe a child experiencing these weird, new, frightening things. They over frighten this or over scare the zombie, and to give you that in person.
Yeah, he eventually locks it in a room and. It takes off his shoe, and then it shows him like, yes, I'm all grown up now. He writes, "Zombie got my shoe."
He finds chalk on the floor.
Yeah,
and he puts a little sweet soliloquy on the door.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I did it. He took my shoe." And then he finds what he said, like 40 ounces of chocolate fudge. Sits outside while the zombie. He sits outside of the
on
room.
The window or on the roof.
The roof. You know, second story roof where you can get out, and you see the windows cracked open. You see the zombie's arm trying to grab him,
but he's just sitting there eating chocolate.
Yeah,
getting all chocolate wasted.
I did it, and before all this, before he left, he vented to his father, who was presumably unconscious at the time, saying, "I hate you. It's all your fault. You're a loser." Da da da.
I could be here without you. You should just be dead. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So he comes back, and he sits, and he realizes first of all he can't do it. And then his dad's arm starts moving, and his eyes are closed. His left face is beaten, swollen. And he falls on the ground, and he starts approaching him.
Groaning, moaning.
Yeah, and he's like, oh gosh, he's a walker now. He points the gun, Rick's gun, because he used all his bullets.
He wasted all his bullets like his dad said not to.
Yeah.
And he needed that one last bullet.
Yeah.
Remember?
That was it.
Boom.
That was it.
And he pulls up his dad's revolver.
And he's like,
his dad's crawling towards him. He's like, I gotta kill him, but I can't. And then he freaks out, mental breakdown, and he said, Dad, just eat me.
Yeah, and he's like, Carl. That's what he said, really.
And then he says, Carl. And wasn't a zombie. Dad's awake.
At that point, the immersion broke for me. I was like, look, you know what your son is thinking. You gotta talk to him, make sure he knows you're not dead.
No, I'm not a zombie.
But it was freaky. And then, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just...
All right,
continuing through the episode.
At that point, he's like, Dad, I love you, da, da, da. And then Michonne finally comes to the door because she finds where they are.
The episode is split into two paths, Rick and Carl and Michonne, and then those paths eventually combine once Michonne knocks on the door for some reason of the house they're in. And then Rick peeks through the hole and says, hey, Carl, it's for you.
It's for you. I think that means is that, like, we haven't lost everything. You know, there's Michonne. She's back. We have someone that was with us, and that means
it could mean a lot to Carl.
Yeah, I didn't kill everyone, basically. Yeah, and that's where the episode ended. And really good cool down episode. Great for the half season and for the finish pick up where the season left off. The previews they showed for the next episode was just everyone scattered.
Kind of reveal the rest of the cast that was at the prison, all the main characters that are still alive but separated.
Yes.
And so they go through the stories of them, who's with who's missing, who's alone, all that sort of stuff.
I mean, just emphasizes that the season's not over yet, and they're not out of the woods; they're in the woods.
All right, yeah. So Walking Dead. If for some reason you're not watching this show, it's never too late to catch up.
First three seasons are on Netflix, so you should go and watch.
First 3 seasons on Netflix. Continue watching AMC. Sundays at some time.
6?
Yeah. Sundays 6 p.m.
Yes. Because it's 9 over there in
the East
US.
Coast.
East Coast.
Okay, so some cable providers or television providers stream the East Coast earlier.
Yeah,
mine's at 9.
It was on at 6.
Mine's at 9.
Oh.
But mine's recorded, so I don't care.
Maybe it was regular. So yeah, so was I. Saw it.
Anyways, just watch the show. We'll probably talk about that. Maybe not every episode, but if something really exciting happens, plot twist, someone dies, Carl dies, the baby comes back and just starts eating people. Something exciting.
Crawling, Walking Dead, baby.
The Crawling Dead.
The Crawling Dead.
We'll bring it up, but other than that, we'll just talk about maybe some more exciting shows.
That could be a funny spoof video, just of like zombie parents, the Crawling Dead having to deal with the babies.
Maybe. We'll talk about it. We'll go right to the next song. This band, I played them. I probably played them the entire semester so far. Because, for one, new album's coming out, so they got a lot of new music to play. Second, they're going to be in town February 21st, next Friday. I'll be there. Ace of Spades, the band's Fanagram. The new album comes out next Wednesday. This song, I'm going to play 2 songs, basically one after another. This first song is Fanagram. They just released a new song that's going to be on the album. It's called Bill Murray. The actor.
He's old.
He's an old man. What was he in? He was in
Zombieland. What are you talking about recently? Is he in that Monuments Men movie?
He is in that. It just came out. I really want to go see that. He's in that as well. People love Bill Murray. He's like an icon. Anyways, this song is named after him. The lead actress for it said, we named it after Bill Murray because we always pictured a sad Bill Murray for the visuals of the song. So I don't know what she's getting at. But another fun thing, and we'll play it kind of right afterwards. The Gorillaz, a band that I love, also have a song named for the same actor, Bill Murray. This song came out, I don't know, I'm going to try and see real quick when it came out. 2007 is when their song came out. I just did a Google search of Bill Murray for songs, and I found a bunch of other artists playing it. I wasn't impressed by anything else, but I do like the Gorillaz one as well. We're playing the Gorillaz after this one from Fanagram. Bill Murray. The EP is called Bill Murray. The new album comes out on the 18th. Get it. It's really, really good. And buy your tickets to Ace of Spades if it's not already sold out. $25, I think. Good show for a good band. Hoping to get a drumstick, even though he uses a drum machine.
You can just go to KFC for that.
KFC is not a sponsor of KSSU.
That was said so officially.
This is Bill Murray from Fanagram. It's a Mad Tex Show as well. Enjoy. Bill Murray from Fanagram. This Bill Murray is from the Gorillaz off their album D-Sides. A lot of bands do like a B-side where it's like songs they released later on that kind of went with the album, but they didn't release it at the time for whatever reason. This Gorillaz did the same for D-Side. Came out in 2007.
During the commercial break, Matt mentioned that they picture a sad Bill Murray when there's in it, and I was like, I don't understand how you get Bill Murray from this. But then Matt made this looking off into the distance pose, and it was just. I saw Bill Murray right there. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I saw Bill Murray in that pose, and I'm like, the song works for that pose that you did. So it was funny how that worked. Yeah, they did what they.
So this is the Gorillaz rendition of that, but they did it originally. I'm not sure if this is the first song in the world named Bill Murray, but it's probably the best one in the older ones. Gorillaz, you can't go wrong with that. There's a little different take. A little bit more upbeat. Of course, the magnificent John Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra. I have yet to be able to say that without stuttering. Every recording I've looked back at, I can't say London Symphony Orchestra.
London Symphony Orchestra.
Yep, you messed it up.
I did mess it up.
So it of course is that time after our commercial break. It's a Star Wars quiz time.
It's a Star Wars time.
That's a Mario accent. Tex is not Italian. I'm sorry. I apologize to any Italians listening. Tex is 2 points above me. I can very well beat him in this round.
Good. And your questions are... Actually, your questions are all easy.
Well, let's not jinx it, because I will fail all of them.
You went first last time, right?
I did go first last time.
My turn. All right.
Let's go ahead.
So this first question is from episode 6. And this was one of the long questions, so I had to condense it. So the wording might
just the last sentence that they have.
So, whose face appeared behind Darth Vader's mask when Luke defeated him in the cave on Dagobah? A.
Easy!
Anakin Skywalker. B. Obi-Wan Kenobi. C. Princess Leia. Or D. Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
Duh.
One, because he had this weird mole thing on his chin and it upset me. Because it was like a claymation or clay reconstruction of his
Yeah,
face.
one of those.
It was weird, and I remember it. And that was one of those symbolic moments. Like, what does that even mean? Like, is that just him? Is he worried about the fort? Who knows?
Yeah, I hated that scene. But
Maybe
I was a
it's a
kid,
foreshadow.
so I didn't understand it at that
Nobody
point.
understands. You've also seen it since you were a kid. Tex, your question.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a little more ambiguous. Guessable, I'll say. How many planets, this is from episode 1, which I recently watched and I didn't know the answer. How many planets did Senator Palpatine represent in the Senate?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. A, 32. B, 36. C, 41. D, 21. If you guess right, I'm going to kill you.
I think this might be one of the ones I saw.
I'm thinking it was.
So I'm going to go with A?
You saw it correctly. It was B, 36.
Okay, good. I thought it was A. 36.
Don't you play games?
Do
with
they
me,
mention
Tex.
it?
I don't. Nah, I don't know.
Maybe they did one of those, well, you represent this, so we might get the votes.
You represent 36 of the planets? Yes.
Yeah, probably in there.
In the system.
So I got that one wrong. All right, next one's from also from episode 6. What did Yoda say was always in motion when Luke asked him about a vision? A, the future, B, the Force, C, the galaxy, or D, the mind?
I think it's the future because Yoda sees a future where like his friends on Bespin Cloud City, Luke's friends on Bespin Cloud City are in trouble, and he's like, Luke, the future's it's the future.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Woo! I'm already 2 up, baby. Texas 1 down. Mm-hmm. That means I'm 1 point away.
Yeah.
Wait.
No,
yes,
you're tied with me technically.
No, I'm 1 point away.
Yeah, 1 point away. I can't do math.
This episode is... episode 4, question 2.
Question 2.
This one is gettable. What did Han Solo ask Chewbacca to do as they were approaching the Death Star? Episode 4. That's no moon.
Fly casual?
Right? No, that was when they were... That was...
Oh, that's Yavin.
That's when they were Yavin.
Right. Okay, yeah.
6. No, that was a very, very good...
That wasn't my guess.
Call on that one. I know it's not. A. Get the smuggling compartment ready. B. Turn the ship around. C. Lock in the auxiliary power. C. Lock in the auxiliary power. D. Fire at will.
They didn't tell him to fire.
Didn't tell him to fire.
They were stuck in the tractor beam. Well, this is hard because it could be at what point, because they were stuck in the tractor beam. He might have said turn around at the beginning. I don't think so. I'm going to say get the smuggling compartment ready.
Though a good guess, because they ultimately end up in the smuggling compartment. No, it's C. Lock in the auxiliary power.
Ugh. So I missed 2. Matt got 2. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Last question. Episode 2. To which planet did Obi-Wan Kenobi track Jango and Boba Fett after they fled Kamino? A.
I'm sorry, I was making sure the music was still playing. Remind me of the question.
Okay. Episode 2. To which planet did Obi-Wan Kenobi track Jango and Boba Fett after they fled Kamino? A. Tatooine. B. Utapau. C. Geonosis. Or D. Naboo?
Ooh, I haven't seen episode 2 in so long. I'm trying to recall timelines. I can picture Slave One flying away as Obi-Wan...
That's the ship.
Slave One is the ship of Jango and Boba.
Boba.
He's flying away. What else happens in the timeline?
Seismic charges.
It's not going to be Tatooine. It may be Utapau, but I don't think it is. Because I remember Obi-Wan goes to Utapau and meets Grievous, but doesn't ever see the Fets. I'm going to go... What was the other planets?
C. Geonosis. Or D. Naboo?
Geonosis doesn't sound right, but I'm going to go with it because Geonosis was there. He was with Count Dooku, I believe. Geonosis?
Yes.
All right. Look at that reason. That, my friends, is how you do it.
You got all your questions right.
I got all my questions right. That's a first, maybe. Tex, you have a last question. You have yet to get a single question right. This is from episode 4 as well, A New Hope. How many Y-Wings deployed in the Battle of Yavin survived the fighting?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
This one is easily not. You can basically narrow down a good majority of the questions. A 1, B 3, C 6, or D 0. How many returned after the Battle of Yavin?
Okay. Give me the answers again.
1, 3, 6, or nil.
I'm gonna say 3.
No.
Ah.
It's just 1. Just
One?
1 returned.
Gosh. When did they ever mention that?
I think it was just a visual thing. Like you see 6 go in and then 1 comes back. So Tex, 0 for 3. Matt is now up by 1. How does it feel, Tex? You've always been in the lead.
I have. It's gonna come back. I'll come back next week. That's the same thing. So the score is Matt's 6 out of 9, and I've got 5 out of 9.
And that's perfect timing because my music stopped. I'll play one more song for you guys. A band I played quite a bit already this semester, Young the Giant, once because their album's out, second because the album's good. Oftentimes I have a band that I really like and their album comes out and I'm really hoping for it, and then all of a sudden I hear it and it's not what I want. This one is what I want. Young the Giant's new album is called Mind Over Matter. The song is called It's About Time. We'll play that, come back, say goodbye, and then you'll cry, and then all that sort of stuff.
And then 3 years.
It's about time. 3 years of Matt and Tex. KSSU.com.
Okay.
What? That is Young the Giant with It's About Time. It's about time this show is over. I want to reiterate, it hasn't been 2 years. It has, in fact, been 3 years here at the Matt and Tex Show. February 15th, 2011. Wow, I messed up on that. Thanks for listening. So something new this semester that we're doing, and I'm not sure exactly, and I'll keep you informed about when it's actually happening. KSSU is paired up for a couple years now, actually quite a bit of time now. KYDS, a local high school who is actually the only local high school who does radio in the local area in Northern California or something like that. El Camino High School, their call sign is KYDS. They are 91 and a half or 91.5 FM. They have partnered with KSSU, to go ahead and rebroadcast the shows that we record here on their station. Most of the kids that do their show do it during the day, kind of a during school or a little bit after school extracurricular. So there's a window from about 6 to midnight where there's no shows playing, or it's just random music. So what they did is they have our shows that we record, and we have a time slot Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Is when our shows will rebroadcast. They're going to be a little delayed, maybe 2 weeks delayed. But if you want to listen to our shows, they should maybe start hopefully this week or next Wednesday.
Wednesdays at 6.
Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. 91.5.
91.5 FM. It is a high school.
I'm heading home at that time.
So go ahead and listen to it. So that's why I chose it, because I don't often work that time. So if I'm at home, I can listen to it. One of the issues is it's not streamable online. So unlike ours is online. You can't listen to it anywhere else except for an FM radio in our area. And the issue is it's a high school, so it's not as large of a bandwidth. The larger the bandwidth, the larger it can go. It can travel in distances. Mm-hmm. So you need to be relatively close to kind of central Arden,
like 10 feet
area, like 10 feet, like our AM transmitter. No, like in Roseville, I was trying to get it, and I tried it on a receiver at work just to try it, and it didn't pick it up. I didn't try it on my car necessarily, but I was driving home from school in my car, and I could pick up 91.5.
All right.
So check that out. I'll post it on the Facebook page as soon as I know if we're going to broadcast at 6 p.m. I'm hoping maybe that'll increase our listenership.
I could just imagine driving on my way home. It's like,
that's us.
Now coming up, the Matt and Tex Show. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
He must be from Texas.
Yeah.
He's not.
That's the assumption.
So that's going to be cool for us. Maybe increase our viewership and
by 3.
Our range. Maybe we'll get 3 more viewers, 3 more than 0.
Listeners. I keep saying viewers. We're not a TV show. I
don't know. Anyways, but if you don't have time to go to KYDS 91.5 and listen to our show, we do always record them. And if they're not rebroadcasted they're on YouTube and on our band page, facebook.com/Matt and Tex.
Or twitter.com/Matt and Tex.
On the Facebook page, you can actually go to one of the tabs. It just says live recordings, and there's just a list of all the shows. I look back. We've recorded since October 11th, 2011, all of our shows. I think I maybe missed 1 or 2 because of some technical failures. But they're all up there, ranging from anywhere from like 15 minutes all the way up to 45 minutes of just us talking. By law, for copyright issues, we can broadcast over the air and play music, but I can't broadcast on YouTube and play music unless I get permission from the artist, which I haven't, except for my brother's bands. So the only music I play is if I play my brother's bands, they're on there. I cut all the commercials that I play here, and it's just Matt and Tex talking.
That must be weird to hear. It's like, coming up on the show, this song.
And then it just cuts to me. That's exactly what it is. And it's a little weird, but it works out. And that way, you just get to hear us talking all the time. So we'll leave you with the KSSU Sparky here playing random songs of new hot music. Listen to us next week, same time, same place, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our viewers in Saigon. And I'm going to do that every episode to just name a random city or country. This is the Matt and Tex Show on KSSU.com. Say goodbye, Tex.
Bye-bye.
That's weird.
Very.